Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Wednesday, the 3rd of December, 2025. Starting off with the synoptic midnight last night, you can see this low centre just off the northwestern tip of Scotland there, with small occlusion associated with it to the south, and some more tying into this one to the northeast as well. This significant trough pushing through the UK last night along the outer bars there, so possibly associated with some of the unpleasant weather we had last night, quite heavy showers. But by midday today, we've got nothing really affecting us. Nice slack isobars indicating light winds from the southwest, and a series of lows sort of to the northwest of us. These two here are probably going to be the ones that affect us, and the one almost immediately to the west of Scotland there is quite low at 977. That, as you can see, has quite an established occlusion that splits into a cold front and a warm front to the south towards the Bay of Biscay. By midnight tonight, that's moved significantly closer to the UK, along with that low that it's stemming from. And then tomorrow, you can see that's pushing through. And so that's going to lead to some not so good weather tomorrow, certainly in the first part of the day. Back to today, however, the sat pic you can see is running this through. Not a great deal of cloud, a little bit locally, particularly forming around the south coast, tracking northeasterly. So more or less clear in our area, but there is going to be a fair bit of cloud to the south and possibly a bit more to the east as well. On the rain radar, more or less associated with where that cloud was there on the sat pic. You can see tracking along the south coast, a little bit more easterly in terms of flow here, but clear to the north and clear in our local area. That should remain the case for most of the day. We just run the Met Office rain prediction through here. You can see showers continuously coming off the channel there, but more or less missing us probably until about 3:30, 4 o'clock, when we start to see a bit of rain, some quite heavy showers into the evening. The TAF from our AFODM this morning, wind 180 degrees, 5 knots, visibility greater than 10 kilometers, and few at 2,000 feet, with a prob 30 of scattered at 2,000 and a prob 30 for later this evening of showers. More or less in agreement with what we've seen so far. Farnborough, not a great deal of difference there. Slightly lighter winds, 170, so a small component of easterly, 4 knots, visibility 5,000 meters, with mist scattered at 3,500 feet, becoming visibility greater than 10, with no significant weather around about 9 or 10 o'clock this morning. There's also tempo between 10 and 3 of 7,000 meter vis and rain showers. So winds aloft to the south, southwesterly 15 knots, and to the north much the same, south or southwesterly around 15 to 20 knots at flying height as well, possibly slightly stronger to the north. And we can expect something of a gradient as the surface wind, just looking at windy here, is a very gentle southwesterly. And we can expect that to come around a little bit more southerly later in the day, just around the time those showers are going to arrive. Speed is very light, 4 to 5 knots, which is in agreement with the Odium and Farnborough TAFs, and gusting up to a maximum of 10. So really quite gentle. Temperature-wise, fairly mild for this time of year, sort of 7 or 8 degrees with a dew point of 6. And we are presently up to 2.9 degrees. We had a peak yesterday of about 9, which is quite warm, and we can expect something fairly similar today. That's the webcam on the south side looking west. That was at 10 to 8 this morning. You can see some quite nasty looking clouds to the south there, but remaining clear to the west and in our local area. We just refresh that. You can see a little bit has moved up. And if you're looking due south from us at the moment, you would see a fair bit of sort of cumulonimbus activity, but it's not expected to cause us any issues apart from these slight showers later on this afternoon. The cross section more or less green there from sky sight, sort of light cloud jumping between sort of 1,000 and 1,500 feet above the airfield today, and then later on this afternoon and evening, some more cumulonimbus activity with quite a bit of rain. Minimal difference here with Top Meteo, just using that to compare sources really. This is, I think, the chart for about 10 o'clock now, and you can see thick clouds, low cloud to the north, nothing to the south. That's not really in agreement with anything else we've looked at, and that's just going to stay there. So I think we'll take the other models as opposed to this one here. Load times then, nothing to affect based on the forecast, just local flying for us today. So we'll move on to glider bookings. There's two K21s today, 4 booked instruction, and 1 on the casual list. Plenty of single-seater availability across all the fleets, and 3 on the casual list at the last time of checking, and 2 instructors. Nothing to report this morning as far as 2XL are concerned, and in summary, we have low pressure to the west and north with a series of approaching occlusions. You can expect light southerly winds with the possibility of showers into the late afternoon. And because it's sort of due south and possibly southeasterly from this afternoon, we'll operate runway 23 today. That's on review. And that'll be with cables on the east side. Booms are driving up the runway with the retrieve truck, please. As always, do not land or taxi across the disused runway shown in red, which is a little bit trickier to do on this run. And there is our airfield setup with the winch on the eastern side. Obviously gliders on the hard runway itself and air towing from the grass on the north. That's all from me this morning. We'll see you out there very shortly. Let's have a good day and keep it safe. Thank you.